Okay, we should be recording now.
Okay. Scott, we're doing a review over what we did yesterday. If you watch this.
We're going to see what Alicia remembered.
Okay. What do I need to do?
Oh, well, show me how to create an item.
Oh, okay. Let me think here. I just got to see these again.
Mm-hmm.
Is it this one?
Yes.
Okay. And then we go here, create item.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I create my item, I'm going to make up a name. And we're going to stick with create new. And then we left all this the same. And then we press OK.
Why is there a red box around organization?
It probably already exists. Invalid value.
The organization? There you go. See, that's not the item. That's the organization. That's
Okay.
where you're creating
And
the
then
item.
the item number.
Well, no, this is just the number of
Wait,
items you're going to create.
I forgot. When did we create the title?
We're getting to that. So when you go into this create item field, it wants to know what organization are you going to use, because you could
Okay,
have
it's hard to learn because we're just using nothing.
I know, but it's not like it's nothing. I mean, anytime you got to remember, as a consultant, as somebody helping a client set this up for the very first time, you got to know these things before they do. So we're creating an item, but the first thing you have to do is create that, tell the system where you're creating that item, because you could have multiple inventory item masters. We've got one. That's why you only saw the 000, and you're going to create one item, and you're going to apply a template. Now, we used a template yesterday. Do you remember what that template was?
Um, Let me find it. Was it supply item?
It was purchased item.
Purchased item.
Yeah.
And then you leave all that the same.
Well, you have to move that purchase item template over
Oh,
to the
yeah.
selected list.
And then move that one back over.
Right, there you go. And then you say okay. And yeah, you get that message. That's okay.
I'm just saying it's confusing because, like, I want to put like bicycle parts or something instead of just
Well, I
looking at
know
numbers.
it's just too early. It's not time for that yet. But that's just, you got to get used to how Oracle works. Okay, now you've got your item and
Now I
description,
can do
and
that.
now you can do all of that stuff.
Okay. And then we don't really do anything else. We
Well,
haven't done anything else.
well, you have remember what I said indicates the required fields,
The asterisks.
right? So there you go. So you got to have that one as well.
We do production.
Yeah, we did production. Okay. So at this point, you don't have to put anything else. You could, but you've filled out the minimum, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
So if you want to save it, you could.
Okay.
And you can save it and then you could continue editing if you wanted to.
I don't want to save it because I don't want to keep putting stuff in their system.
It's you're not gonna. This is a play system. It's a sandbox. It's okay to save it. You're not gonna hurt a thing.
I know, but is it a sandbox for everybody who uses it?
Well, yeah, but nobody cares. I mean, trust me. I go out here and I create junk all the time. You know,
Okay.
eventually, 6 months from now, they'll wipe it all away and it'll go back to what it was. Okay, let's put some other information in there. Do you recall from yesterday's training, what you could add to this item?
We could add a formatted description
Yeah.
and then the long description. You could also add links.
Mm-hmm.
You can add a photo of the item.
Uh-huh.
Um, I mean, all this stuff.
Right, right. But let's test it out. For instance, that formatted description, if you hit the pencil, you could actually paste in some formatted text. Um, you know, so give it a shot. Put in some text that's bold and italic and different fonts, and put in a URL. And
It's so hard when I have nothing.
well, yeah, anybody can look at an item and just say, well, okay,
I mean, it's not hard. It's
I
like
copy
I
that.
do this in Word.
I know. I'm just saying you got to get some exposure to it. It's not good enough to just see it and say, well, I know it. You have to do it.
I know, but like typing stuff, it's like I do know that.
I know. I'm just saying, get a feel for what this little editor is. Make sure that it does the things that you expect it to do. Like for instance, I know I can put a URL in here, but I've never actually done one before.
There you go.
Okay, but where's the URL?
You just want me to pick a website and throw it in there?
Yeah, yeah, just put go back to where you were. Okay, you're just going to put in,
I'm gonna put in Oracle's website.
okay, but to do it, all you have to do is go back and put in www.oracle.com. But now you've got to make it a clickable URL. You can't just type it in. So how do you do that?
There should be a little thing that allows me to do this.
Yeah, there should be. Is there?
I don't know. You never showed me it yesterday.
Well, let's see if we can figure it out. There should be an arrow that points to the right on the far right there, right below
No,
that. There's not underneath
no,
that green thing.
no. Oh, wait, yeah.
Yeah.
That's my Grammarly. It helps me with my grammar.
All right. See there?
Oh,
Add link.
yeah. I know how to do this
I'm just saying, now that you say you know how to do this, but it took a minute for us to figure it out,
because it
right?
was covered up on my Grammarly. It keeps popping up in all the wrong places.
Yeah. All right. So say okay here. You put in enough information. Okay. See how that works? You got a
Yeah.
nice formatted text there. Wouldn't worry about the long description. That's just a big text box. All right, let's go change a few things. So let's go into specifications tab
Okay.
and go down to where it says physical attributes, and let's say how big this thing is. All right, so we're looking at dimensions here, and this is the width dimension. So how would you measure width?
Oh, wait, I'm just looking at all of them right now.
Hmm. So,
I would do inches.
okay, well, let's see if there's inches or if there's some kind of length UOM around. Do you see one? There should be something that's length. Uh,
Seeing a lot of time and data.
yeah, I know there's some in here. I just don't know where they're at. I think those scroll back up. There should have been
Is it?
inch. There's no inches.
I don't think so.
There's square feet. There's dozen. I no, maybe no one set one up.
We can do time.
Um, well, time is not width, but
I
let's
know, but it
just
took
see.
me like what, 10 minutes to type it out.
All right, we'll just pick something. I don't care. We'll we'll go set up some units and measure later.
There's the width.
Yeah, but the unit is what you measure width with. That's why that should be inches. But there's not one set up. Remember what I said about
I know,
Oracle?
but it's,
Oracle doesn't have any units to measure. You have to set them up.
yeah.
And apparently no one set up a unit of measure for length. So let's just not worry about it. We'll just come back to it. And we'll go set up some units of measure, and then maybe we can come back to it.
Okay.
Let's see. What are some other things that you might change? Um, I don't think there's any other things you'd change on this. Go over there where it says product details. Let's just see what shows up. Because these are user-defined attributes. They're not the standard Oracle attributes. Okay, somebody's been playing around. Go to product development. There's probably nothing there either. Okay, so somebody's made this up, but then they haven't filled in what they should have filled in. But that's okay. We're not going to worry about that. Let's go to attachments and just practice doing an attachment. What do you hit to add an attachment?
Plus sign.
Mm-hmm. Also, go click where it says actions. No, no,
Um,
far left, far left, far left, far left. See where it says actions right under item?
oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, see, uh, I don't know why Oracle does this, but you've got the plus icon, or you could have done actions, add attachment,
Okay.
and that would have done the same thing. It would have brought this up.
Okay.
And you're going to see that a lot in Oracle. You're going to see, well, it gives me two ways to do things, and sometimes it gives me three ways to do things. Well, that's just,
It does that in Photoshop too.
oh, does it? Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, then maybe you're not that unfamiliar with it. All right. So go to the far right there, and let's do an add an attachment. I don't care. You can change the type to, or you can pick a file. I don't care. Whatever. Just get an attachment. You can make it a
Do
text attachment.
text.
So Grammarly knows whenever you're typing a sentence, I guess.
You should get Grammarly. It's great.
Yeah, I need to. I had it on my laptop, but I haven't put it on this computer yet. It corrects me so much, I get irritated with it.
I love it because I'm one of those people where I just type it and even if
Yeah,
I read it a million times, my brain corrects it without me knowing.
yeah. Okay, so what would you hit to save this attachment?
Add.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and we're not through with this item, but if you wanted to save this so that you needed to come back later, what would you hit?
Save.
Yep. And if you wanted to do a save and close, then that drop down by save would let you do a save and close. But if you just do a save, it'll just stay there and it'll just
Yeah.
save the information.
Yeah, that's like Photoshop.
Yeah. All right. So let's go to associations now. Okay. So remember what I said. We've created the item in the item master. Now we need to associate it with other organizations where they're actually going to do something.
Okay.
So how would you add another organization?
Uh, would you reassign?
Nope. This is one of those
Select
odd,
and add.
yeah, select an ad.
Okay. Reassign just allows you to like put it in a different one, right?
Click the reassign button.
You must select one or more rows. Yeah, it's
Okay,
to allow you to make one of these
right.
reassigned.
So you got to do a select and add an organization, and then you could go back and so all right, see the box to the right where you can put in what you want to search on?
Uh-huh.
Because in this particular instance, and not all instances are like this, there's names. And the names happen to be numeric. So if you put in 002 and then do a search on that, there's Atlanta. Okay. And then it asks you if you want to select a template to assign. We don't have to sign it because what happens in this situation is if you like the attribute settings that you've done in the item master and you just want those to carry down to the child organization that you've just selected, you don't have to apply another template. You can just hit done and it will assign that item to that Atlanta organization.
Okay. So I just do done.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay, and now you see two lines down there. Atlanta and operations. Operations is the item master. Atlanta's the inventory organization that you'll be working in.
Okay.
And if you highlight the Atlanta row and then hit the reassign button, you probably won't get that error. You want some of the other change order in production. I'm not sure about that error. I'd have to look into it. Anyway, let's go to relationships now. All right. Let's add a line under related items. So there you go. All right. So we're going to create an item relationship. It already knows the item you need to relate it to. Now you need to tell it what item you're going to relate it.
Okay.
Now, if you knew the item that you set up yesterday, you could use that one. But you probably don't know an do you remember it? Okay. See if it works. Oh, there you go. All right. So now you have to select type. Okay, and we'll just say this is a substitute. Okay. And you can have a relationship description. You can even have a rank if you wanted to. We don't need to have that. They're not required, but just so that you understand that you're just basically telling the system that this item is a substitute for the other item.
Okay.
And when would you use that substitute? Well, you could either use it in purchasing or you could use it in sales. So if you were selling to a customer, you could give them a substitute. If you were buying something, you could buy a substitute.
Okay.
Okay. So say okay. All right. Now let's go to categories. All right. So you get some of these default categories that just have been set up to default in the category codes that you see right there, but let's add a new one. So go ahead and pick a catalog.
Does it matter?
Yeah, scroll, it doesn't matter, but scroll down and pick something that makes sense. Something that,
None of those really make sense
well,
when I've made numbers as my items.
okay, but your items are something.
Purchasing.
Sure, pick purchasing. Okay, so go now let's select the category. All right, now what category is your item? I know your item isn't anything, but if it was,
We'll do miscellaneous.
okay. All right, so that's the category code for miscellaneous. All right, so you created the item, you assigned it to an org, you added an attachment, you want to put an image in there. Have you got a Google image you could just throw in there, or just so
No,
you
I
don't
know how
have,
to do it. So
okay, so you're good with it. Okay. Uh, so at this point, you could do a save and close.
what is save and change order?
Okay, remember what I said? You you could have a situation where you have people, items cannot be assigned to multiple categories. Oh, you've already got a purchasing. That's a good error. That tells us something.
Okay,
You
so this purchasing is right here, so I can't have this.
Yeah, you're gonna have to pick another catalog.
I just
So
delete it,
yeah, you can delete it
or I can change the catalog.
or you can change the catalog.
I'll change the catalog. Retail merchandising.
Okay,
And
give it a new category.
these are all random.
Well,
Pineapple.
yeah.
Okay. And
All
then
right, now you can do a save and close. But let me answer your save and change order. Remember what I said? You could have a situation where the client says, we don't want new items to just get created. We want them to go through an approval process. So that approval process starts with a change order.
okay.
So when it says save and change order, it basically creates this change order record, and that way the item isn't active, isn't available for the enterprise to use until that change order gets approved.
Okay.
All right, but we'll learn more about that later. The main thing I wanted you to understand is, this is how items are created. And this is how it works.
Okay.
All right. All right, so that's how you create items. Now there's some other features that you can use when you're creating items. So if you click on that tasks icon and select create item. All right, now in this case, we're not going to create a new item, or we are going to create a new item, but we're going to create it from an item copy. So if you click that create from copy, the box changes and it says
Okay.
basically, okay, how many items do you want me to create and which item do you want me to use kind of as a template? So let's create 2 items so that you can see that you can do multiples. So change the number of items to 2.
Oh my God. It makes you press backspace.
And then go to the item and pick one of the items you already created. Okay, and see where it says copy details? So you can copy attributes and then apply templates, or you can apply templates, then copy attributes. And it can get real confusing to think about, okay, what templates are going to change my attributes? So, usually I tell my clients, if you're copying an item, just copy the item and you can go in and manually change the attributes later. If you want to get
Okay.
if you want to get real fancy and think about, well, what does this template set versus, what this copy does, you can, but it to me it's not worth it. I can explain the detail of how it works to them, but to be honest, if they want to do that, they're kind of on their own.
Okay.
Okay, specifications. So demo item type, sure, fine. We'll copy that spec. All right, now go to templates. Okay, we're going to ignore templates. We're just going to take that FG and send it back to the left. And then relationships,
Is there
sure,
any reason why I put the FG over there?
it's a default template.
Okay.
You can set default templates. Okay, now for relationships, we want the same organizations, we want the same categories, we want our attachments. So you could have just hit the double arrow and it would have copied everything.
Do we need this one?
Yeah, but you understand that the double arrow
Yeah, it
just
takes
moves
all of
everything.
them over there.
Okay, and we didn't have any item structures, so we don't really care about that. So if you press OK, let's see what the system does for us.
Gives us a
Uh,
warning.
Well, it's warnings doesn't stop things from happening. Errors stop things from happening. Ensure the item classes modified attributes are redeployed before creating a new item. Sure, that's fine. Warnings are just warnings. It's just the system telling you, are you sure? Now you notice this screen's a lot different, right?
A little bit.
Okay, the reason they
Mostly this part, the upper part.
right, it's the same data, but it's a different layout, right?
Mm-mm.
Okay. And the reason it's a different layout is simply
It's just
because
laid out like that, right?
it's laid out like this so that you can handle multiple items.
Okay.
If you had selected copying one item, it would have looked just like the one before. But because you chose two, it changed this header, this top layout. All right, so now you got to give it two new items. So make up two new items to put into the item field. You don't have to do any of that.
Wait. Make up to know. I have to make these up,
Yeah, AS.
but aren't these already? So it's
You're copying. Remember, you created two items already.
yeah,
Now this is going to allow you to create two more items that are a copy of the
yeah.
item you
So you're
just
really just
created.
changing the title of the copy.
You're not,
I'm not changing the original title. I'm just giving a new title to these copies it's created.
you're giving a new part number to the copies it's created.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Because the part number doesn't exist for these new copies.
Okay.
All right. So, if you wanted to check something, for instance, go to attachments, and it should have the attachment from that other item. Oh, I don't think you had an item in that. The item you copied from must not have had an attachment on it.
Yeah, we didn't put any attachments on it yesterday.
Okay, and that's
That
the
was the
one you
first
put
one
in.
I did. Yeah.
Okay, that's why we don't see it. I was thinking you put in today's item.
Uh-uh.
Okay, that's fine. You still get the idea, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's just say you didn't want to make any other changes to this. If you did the save and close, it would create these two items.
Is there any reason why it only gives you the option of save and close on that one?
Um, Probably because there's a setup somewhere that is not set that says copy. I think with copy items, you can't send them through change control, whereas
Okay.
creating new items do go through change control. You could probably set both of them to go through, but whoever set this instance up, they just didn't do
Okay.
that. There again, Oracle's really flexible. You can change a lot of aspects of it. All right, so let's just check our work. So let's go back to, and we're not going to create an item. Let's go to,
Manage.
yeah, let's go to manage items. Now, when you're in the manage items form, it assumes you need to look up an item.
Okay.
All right, so you could put in, you don't have to put in the whole item. If you just put in starts with AS90.
Okay.
All right, click that arrow by advanced search. No, no, no. Click the arrow by advanced search up the top, up the top. No, no, where it says advanced search.
Oh, okay.
And this will bring up your query form again. So change that AS, try AS, just see if it'll look up AS, and then hit search. Go to advanced search again. It should have found more items.
Starts with AS.
No, your description
Oh,
doesn't
wait.
start with AS. Your item starts with AS. Um, Go see where it says starts with, pull down that drop down list.
Contains.
Do contains AS. And then do a search. Why is it only finding the one item? Because you saved those other items.
See if I can find my other item. It's not
It's not
even
there,
showing
is it?
those.
That is odd. So the two new items that you created, so it's only saving that first item.
Yeah.
That is strange. Go over to tasks and let's create two new items real quick. Yeah, go to copy items. Okay, number of items 2.
Oh my gosh, it's not listening.
And use the item that works, the item we saw. Okay. And go to relationships. Move over all of those. Just say okay. Yeah, somebody's done something to this because it's not working the way it should.
All right, anything else?
No, no, do a save. Just do a save. Well, save
There
and
is no
close is fine.
save.
Well, yeah, if you do a save, you don't have to do the drop down.
Oh. Okay.
All right, so you're back into manage items. Let's see if we can find one of those two items you created. Now that makes sense. You're supposed to enter 3 characters. It should have done that. Go back to your search. Change contains to start. Well, yeah. Okay, it's still not there. Go to advanced search. Let me slow down a little bit. Go over to the far right and hit reset. All right. Now where it says item starts with, change that to equals. Put in one of the new items you created. Huh, okay. It worked that time. All right. That's to show you a lot of times these forms will get a little confused sometimes, and you kind of have to reset things to make them work
Okay.
right. Um, that seems odd. I've never seen that before, but things happen to me every week that I've never seen before, and that's just part of the business. You just got to outthink the application. Okay, so you seem to be pretty proficient at creating items. Uh, Remember when I was talking about units of measure? Let's
Mm-hmm.
go create a couple of units of measure.
Okay.
All right, now you'll notice there isn't a task that says create unit of measure, right?
Yeah.
Okay. These things are part of the setup and maintenance.
Would it
Uh,
be structure?
no, actually, this is just stuff you got to learn. If you go up to where the picture of that guy is in the upper right,
Mm-hmm.
click that and go down to where it says setup and maintenance. And this is stuff you just got to know because it's not terribly intuitive. All right, now on the far left where it says setup compensation management, there's an arrow, a drop down arrow
That up in compensation.
up higher, up under.
Okay.
Go down to where it says product management. I think we can do it, product management. Now go down to where it says items. All right, see where it says manage. You're clicking stuff. You don't know why you're clicking it.
I'm just assuming that that might be the next thing.
No. See where it says manage units of measure?
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's where we're going to go. So if you click the link and you can search for existing units of measure, or you can just come and hit the plus. For now, go hit the search button. Don't put in anything. Just hit the search button on the far right.
Oh, where's the search? Oh, there. It's a million miles away.
Yeah. Well, you got a big screen. They design these applications for like laptops. Um, okay, so remember how I said we didn't have a class for length?
Yeah.
Okay, we really need a class for length. So up at that top where you see manage UOM classes, click that and then go and do a search and let's just see what classes we have. Search buttons on the far right.
Oh, there's a search right there.
Okay, so here's classes. Let's kind of scroll down through here. I still don't see anything that says length.
Yeah, no.
All right, well, I think we need one that says adds length. So we're going to add one. And whenever you add a new unit of measure class, um, you have to tell it a class code, and you have to give it a base UOM name and all this other stuff. Let's call our class code IN, and our class name, I'm sorry, change that class code. Type in length, and class name, type in length. Description, type in length. And now when we get to unit measure code, type in IN. And where it says base UOM name, type in INCH. And description, INCH. All right. Now do a save. Okay, so what that did for us, it set up a new class, and it set the base unit of measure to inch. Okay. All right, so now go up and do a cancel, and that should take you back to where you were. All right, so there should be an inch unit of measure now. So if you come up to UOM name in the search area at the top, yeah, type in inch, not length.
Oh, I thought we did link though.
Well, our class name is length, but our UOM name is inch. Okay, now you see it? You've got inch, where our class name is length. Okay, so we've got a unit measure for length now. It happens to be inch, and inch is the base unit measure. But let's just say we want to measure in feet and yards. So we need to create some new units of measure under that class using the base unit of measure as the multiplier.
Okay.
So go up and hit your plus sign. All right, and let's create a UOM code called FT, and UOM name is feet. Description is feet. All right, and then the pull down list is going to be length. Should be in there somewhere.
It's not letting me.
There you go. All right. Now that looks good, but we haven't told the system how many inches are in a foot.
Okay.
So if you click on Manage Unit of Measure Standard Conversions and do a plus. So our unit of measure name is foot. So pull your list down, or you can type in feet.
It's killing me. It's not letting me scroll.
I know. Sometimes these fields are case sensitive.
Oh, Lord. Reset?
No, actually, in this case, I don't think we saved. So hit cancel. Go over and hit cancel again. Okay, we're back here.
Save.
Yeah. Now that's a very important lesson right there.
Okay.
If you don't save the record before you go to the next form.
Well, it was in the back of my head. I was like, we didn't say that.
Okay, well, good. These are the things that they're not intuitive. You have to experience them so that you'll know them the next time they happen. So let's go now to standard conversions. All right, and if we come down to plus to add a new one. Now let's try that again. UOM name is going to be feet. It might be in your drop down. And then the conversion. And you'll notice it says, it's asking you how many of these or how many of these inches are in a foot.
Okay.
So now if you do a save, okay, so that one's done. So do a cancel and you can close it out. You could have done a save and close. Sometimes I'm not sure, so I'll just do a save.
I like to save so I can just stare at it and make sure it's still there.
Yeah, gives you some confidence. All right, let's do a plus and let's add another one. And what do you think this one's going to be? We've done foot.
Yards.
Sure.
Okay. Did I put yard here?
Yeah. Actually, I would put just YD because I think you're limited to 3 characters there. Now here you can put yard.
Yard
Mm-hmm.
and dimensions or length.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now what should,
Save.
yeah, good. You're learning.
That's like Photoshop. You got to save every 2 seconds.
Yeah. All right. Now what button do we hit to set up the conversion for yard?
The standard conversions.
Yep, that's what we do.
Okay, and then we're gonna do yard.
There you go.
Might we set it up as YD?
Not the name.
No.
Okay, how many inches are in a yard?
My brain doesn't work like it used
Oh,
to.
come on.
It doesn't work like it used to. 36.
All right, so you're done there.
Okay, save.
Yep,
And then cancel.
yep. Okay. So now let's see if we can get back to one of the items you created and put in a length attribute.
Okay. Did I cancel out of here?
You can, yeah. So
And
how are you going to get back to product management?
we went to product information management.
Did you happen to know that that's one of the ways to navigate to it, or
Well,
did
yeah,
you
you
just?
showed us.
I did. Okay, I
Yeah,
can't remember, but it's not going there, is it? Oh, there it
it
goes.
is.
Okay,
Trust me, this isn't much. Trust me. If kids
okay.
can pick up phones and figure out we press all the buttons. My generation presses all the buttons until we figure it out.
Well, yeah, that's true. I do a lot of button pressing.
Okay. Advanced search.
Mm-hmm.
Oops.
Yep. Find your item.
Okay.
Now bring up the item form. How do you do that?
Click the link.
Mm-hmm. And what tab do we go to?
Or specifications.
Mm-hmm. And then what do we pick down below there? No, 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 no.
Wait.
It's, physical attributes. Okay, so
Okay.
now let's just see if length is there. Hey, look at that.
Oh God, it's so slow.
I saw it. It's
I
there.
didn't see it. There we go. At 12.
Okay.
Do you need to be specific like that?
No, 12 is what you want.
Okay.
And then over in length,
We'll make it the same, just box.
yeah. So 12, 12, 12. Okay. Now let's go to weight. Do we have a weight unit of measure? See anything that says pound or ounce or
Volume is the closest thing I see so far.
that's not weight.
I know, but that's the option we have right now. There it is.
What's CG?
I feel like they tried to put kilograms and it didn't work out.
Okay. Well, you've done enough. I'm not going to go make you do the right one for weight.
Okay.
But I will tell you this: all the stuff that I'm showing you, all the stuff that's setup stuff, um, we have basically an Excel spreadsheet that implementers use, where we
Okay.
put in all of this stuff, so that when we go to our next client, we've got our cheat sheet
Okay.
of stuff that we fill in. So it's not like you have to know this stuff, but it's good to know it.
Yeah.
Um, okay, what else can I show you?
I need to save it.
Yeah. So hit cancel. Let's go back to our tasks. And um, let's create a new catalog. So go to manage catalogs. All right, so what it does is it brings up existing catalogs. But let's say we wanted to create a catalog for pottery.
Okay.
Uh, we don't have a catalog for pottery, so how would we go about creating a catalog for pottery in this form?
Assign seems to be the only
Yeah, because you're
button.
used to looking to the left. That's right. That's why you think it's
Create.
on the left. Yeah. See, this is what I hate about Oracle. It
That's how everything that you do should always be in the left corner. That's
I
how.
I totally agree, but Oracle doesn't do it that way.
That's why it was easy for me to get back because that's like on
Yeah,
every device.
yeah. But that's how it works sometimes. All right, so we're going to create a catalog. We don't need a functional area. We're not going to worry about that right now. Let's just create a catalog name. So, uh, what do you want to call this catalog? You want to just call it pottery?
Do clay.
No, we're
Because
not
it's,
going. No, we want a general one.
I know, but general makes it huge because then you can put,
Yeah, because we're going to put categories underneath this catalog.
I thought we were just going to do clay. So my mind was going that way.
I know, but you gotta think bigger picture here.
Okay.
All right.
Why did it do that?
Well, in some of these forms, it will autofill the code from the name.
Okay.
And there's a few of them like this. And when it does that, I just leave it the way it is because usually what it's filling out is a table kind of in the background of the database that might be useful for somebody. Um, for us, though, it's not a big deal. For users and implementers, the code versus the name. I mean, the other thing to realize is, suppose you created this catalog and you didn't like the name. I think it'll let you go back and change the catalog name, but once you save it, I don't think you can change the catalog code.
Okay.
So there's a few of these little roads you can't turn around on. So you just, and again, this is where you really need to think ahead of time. And this is where those configuration Excel spreadsheets come in handy, because you fill all that out with the client ahead of time so that when you're setting up an Oracle, you don't make any mistakes.
Okay.
Okay, descriptions required. You can put pottery in there if you want. And we're
Should I
going to
put
leave.
pottery items?
Sure, go ahead. Okay, we'll leave it set at the master level and we'll just take the default settings. So just do
What is
a,
organization level?
okay, remember how I said you had this item master and then below the item master you had these inventory orgs?
Yeah.
Okay, if you wanted, uh, if you wanted an item in one of these inventory orgs to have a different category than an item in another inventory org, but it was under the same catalog, then you want to control it at the organization level.
Okay.
But if you want it to be across the board, you want it to, everybody to to see that that category that was assigned at the master level stays the same, then you leave it at the master level.
Okay.
So, and there are a few times you just, you got to learn how to talk to the client and find out, you know, is that something that's important to them? In a big global corporation, they may have a need for that. Small companies, not so much.
Okay.
You can leave it all at the master. All right, save and continue. All right, so look up there where it says edit catalog pottery in the upper left there.
Okay.
Okay. So it says, okay, you are now in the pottery catalog.
Okay.
Now you're ready to add some categories. So if you hit that plus sign, now you can start adding your categories. And you can have clay, glaze, tools, whatever you want. But let's set up like 3.
Okay.
And this is where this button that says create another is pretty handy.
And nothing else?
Well, we're going to create a couple more categories. So if
So
you
you
hit
just do create another?
create another and it'll blank it out. It'll save that one and it'll
Okay.
blank it out.
Do I need to create another?
No, 3's fine. So you can just say okay.
Okay.
All right, so it's created those and it's put them in a little hierarchy there. Now, if there were different types of glazes, you might want to have a subcategory to glaze. There were different types of clays, you might want to have a subcategory or a subcatalog. I'm sorry, subcategory to clay.
Okay.
Let's do one. Pick any one of those 3.
Okay.
Well, there's nothing below it. So if you highlight the line and then go hit the plus sign, then it'll build it underneath that particular one. So give it a name.
Is Lacuna spelled with a U? Should put the firing code. Okay.
All right. That's real good. Now that you've done them, they're ready to use. So
Okay.
let's go back to our items that you set up and let's see if we can assign these.
Okay. Like those items that are just numbers?
Yeah.
Okay. Manage items.
Yep.
Okay. And we're already there.
Okay. All right. So if you go to categories,
Come on, brain. There we go.
and let's create a new one. Okay. What's our catalog?
Clay.
Is it?
Pottery.
That's just because you saw it.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
I was
Okay.
just trying to
Well, I
think
thought.
backwards. It's master level, and then I want to put my speckled buff in there.
Okay. All right.
And
And
then,
while you're here, where are you going to add another catalog?
huh?
This is a single item.
Okay.
Okay, so you don't want to assign it another category,
Okay.
but you might want to change the description because this is speckled buff clay, right?
Yeah.
So go up to where it says description and make more sense.
Okay.
All right. So now if you save that, okay, very good. So let's go back to tasks.
Manage items.
Well, you could do that. You could assign some more catalog categories to the items you created, but let's just go to browse items.
Okay.
All right. Uh, hang. Yeah, you can do that. But before you do that, let's just say you wanted to find all the items that were under a specific category.
Okay.
Go over to where it says search and put in pottery. Try putting a capital. Did you hit the?
Yeah, it did it. It's just not finding anything.
Well, that's weird.
What is
You hit.
the hidden columns?
Oh, go up to where it says view. That pull down. No, no,
Where? Okay.
right there. And go to columns. Okay, see the gray blocks? Those are the columns that are hidden.
Oh, okay.
So it's just telling you, hey, you've got some hidden columns. I don't know why it didn't find pottery. You hit the search.
Yeah. See?
That's weird. Don't know why it didn't find it. We didn't put it underneath anything. Click on your item. Yeah, there it is, speckled buff. Control at the master level. All right. I have to think about that one. It should have shown up. Not sure why it didn't. Okay. Is that enough? Do you want to go on?
I think that's enough.
Think that's enough?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll see if Scott is caught up.
Okay. All right. So I am going to go stop the recording.